Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you saw last week's video, which if you have not, you should definitely click somewhere up here and check it out. I did an unboxing free makeup that beauty gurus get video and I opened all sorts of wonky products. All the new releases seemed so good and I was absolutely dying to try them out. And of course today, just 2 days after filming that last video, I opened my door this morning and there were about 50 new PR packages waiting for me. They couldn't have came 2 days earlier to be in the free PR video, but you know what, we gotta make do with what we got. For today's video, I wanted to sit down. I grabbed a ton of new makeup that is all fresh off the shelves. We have a new primer, a new foundation, a new highlighter, and a new eyeshadow palette. So a ton of great new products that I am so excited to try, and honestly all turned out really, really good. Spoiler alert. So I did this warm tone pop of color cut crease that you guys have all been asking me to film a tutorial on. I posted a pic on my Instagram a few days ago and y'all went crazy, and I did do this look using the new Anastasia Subculture eye palette and it turned out so freaking good. So if you want to see how I created this makeup look right here using all new products and first impressions, make sure you keep on watching. Alright, so before I go into my actual foundation, I'm going to first go into my Benefit Professional new pore minimizing makeup. Now in the last video, if you guys have not checked it out yet, definitely go watch it. It is a PR unboxing video, but I got 3 of these and I thought that this was like a 3-step process, but my dumbass failed to realize that there's actually 3 different shades, not 3 different steps. So I grabbed shade number 2, and I'm going to put this on and see how it works. Hopefully it will be minimizing my pores because I could use it. Alright, so I guess this product is not technically a foundation, it just says it's pore minimizing makeup. I'm not really sure what that technically makes it as, but if I look close up in the mirror, my pores honestly do look really, really good. They don't look like completely covered. Obviously there's going to be nothing that I can put on my face that's going to completely get rid of my pores, unfortunately for me and for everybody else out there, but definitely they do look pretty bomb. And looking at the monitor as well, my skin definitely has like a blurred effect, so I think I actually really, really like this product, but let's see how it actually layers underneath foundation. Okay, so for foundation today, we're actually going to be using a brand new First Impressions product, and that is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation. It is a dual-ended foundation stick with one end being foundation and one end being a contour stick, so I am super excited to try these out. I've heard really, really good things about them, and I did actually get to test use this a very long time ago with Smashbox, and I was in love with it then. So this is not really a first impressions, for like a second impressions, but I think it'll be good. Hopefully. I grabbed the shade at 1.2, which looking at it on my face is definitely a little bit too yellow, and I know people love to comment saying my foundation doesn't match my neck. Thank you. I am well aware of the fact that I like to use a more tan foundation than my skin tone. I think I get so many comments about it, and it is definitely something that I am aware of and do on purpose, so thank you so much for your concern. But I'm going to be using this shade today, and it is definitely yellow, and I'm recognizing that right now, so please don't comment about it. Aside from the fact that this foundation stick is nowhere near the right color for me, I actually really like how it looks on my face. It is definitely way too yellow, but I'm going to even it out with some concealer. So far, so good. Before I go into any concealer, I'm going to quickly cream contour my face using the other end of the foundation stick. This is something that I definitely don't like doing very often. I definitely prefer contouring with powders. However, for the sake of this video, obviously I want to give the product a fair shot and a full-on review, so I'm going to cream contour just the slightest bit. Alright, so this is definitely blending out really well. As you can see, it does not take a lot of effort at all, and it blends really nicely into the skin. Obviously, no one wants to sit there pouncing a beauty blender into their freaking cheek for 30 minutes straight trying to blend out a cream product, so it looks good. And this is definitely going out in a pretty little effort, which is awesome. And I do like the color of this as well. It's definitely like contouring and bronzing at the same time, which is great and definitely a time saver as well. That's kind of how I like to do my contour / bronzer in the first place. I really don't do them separately. They're kind of like one big process for me, and that's how I really do like it. So I definitely am liking this foundation stick a lot. I'm going to try to fix up my skin tone a little bit using the Tarte Shape Tape in Light. I did not get any new concealers in my PR packages, although ColourPop I know just came out with new concealers, and I'm dying to try those, so definitely let me know if you guys want me to do a video review on those once I get them in the mail. With my luck, they'll probably come in like 20 minutes as I'm filming this video after I already have my Shape Tape on, but whatever, we'll make it work another time. The actual color of the foundation definitely looks a lot better now that I blended out my concealer, and I'm of course just going to set it really lightly in place using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Alright, so to sculpt my face today, I'm going to be using the brand new Makeup Forever Artist Face Color single little thing, and this is in the shade S112. And as I talked about in last week's video, this has a very special place in my heart because Sister Cassie, one of my best friends in the entire world, did actually work with Makeup Forever on creating these shadows and bringing them all together to create a little bit of a trio. So I'm going to be using her 3 shades today to sculpt and make my face look beautiful. This contour shade is definitely very, very cool tone because Sister Cassie is more on the pale side and she has a more like pink undertone. But this honestly looks really, really good on my skin. It doesn't look gray or like ashy in any way, shape, or form. It definitely is like a very, very good like cheekbone or like bone shadow type of color. It looks like very, very natural and chiseled out. I really like this. For blush today, I'm going to grab the Makeup Forever Artist Face Color Blush in the shade B402. Now, as you can see, this is bright ass orange, so I'm only going to use a very, very little bit of this, but you guys do know that I love orange blush a lot, and oh my god, this is very, very, very pigmented, which is a good thing, but also a scary thing. Oh my god. I'm just going to really, really lightly tap this on the... That's a lot of blush. This is not what I want. This is not what I planned, and I just gotta say, I do not understand. Something is orange, something is really wrong. Someone is literally playing music outside my window so loud right now for no reason at all. I'm getting so annoyed, and now there's sirens. Of course, what else could go wrong? I just did my brows off camera. You guys have seen me do it so many times now. No point in trying the same exact process. And now for the eyeshadow, we have the star of the show, dun, 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 the Anastasia Subculture eyeshadow palette. I am so excited for this. This was actually not featured in my last video, and I did feature the Anastasia Liquid Glow Highlighters, which we will be using in a little while as well. I just got this in the mail a few minutes ago before I started filming, and I tweeted, and so many of you guys wanted to see this. Now, for the actual eye look, I was planning on doing this cut crease to the pop of color look that I did a few days ago on my Instagram. Everybody was freaking out. They loved it. Everybody asked for a tutorial, so I was gonna film that today, but this, like I said, just got here a few minutes ago and everyone was like, oh my god, you have to use Subculture. So I am warning you now, I am gonna be using the more classic colors from this palette, not the boring ones at all, because I feel like this is gonna be so beautiful. But there's obviously like this teal tone, the green, the bronzy shade, and the electric chartreuse as well. So I will not be using those shades, so please let me know if you want to actually see a more in-depth advanced tutorial using this palette. But for today's look, I am going to be using the more classic warm tone shades. I apologize for that, but you guys asked for this. I'm first going to grab my Anastasia angled brush number 7 and dip into the shade Fudge and start sketching out my crease. Oh wow, that is what we like to call, ladies and gentlemen, pigmented. So cut creases are definitely something that I've done a lot on my channel, and they are by far my favorite makeup look to do. I just love the look of a good cut snatched crease, and this is the technique that I use to do them. I always get questions about it because it is definitely a unique technique, but I always start off by drawing the bottom of the crease line with an angle brush just to define it in, and then blend upwards afterwards. I'm next gonna grab my Makeup Shock T63 brush and dip into a little bit more fudge, and then I'm just gonna buff out that line a little bit. Now, normally when it comes to these eye looks, beauty gurus never even touch the brushes that actually come in the palette, but I am gonna grab this one today on the fluffier end and dip into the shade New Wave, which is this like very mac and cheese orangey yellow shade. It's so beautiful, and I'm just gonna use this to blend that out. Oh my god, these shadows are so beyond pigmented. Oh my god. It is no secret to anybody that Anastasia always kills it with the pigmentation in their shadows, but oh my god, these are real good. Next, grabbing my Morphe R43 brush, I'm going to dip into the shade All Star, and I'm going to use that to define out that crease again. I'm going to grab my Makeup Shock T63 brush once again and dip into the shade Roxy, and I'm going to use that to blend together the Fudge transition shade and the All Star pinky shade, if that makes sense. This is looking so messy for some reason. This is definitely looking a little bit more wonky than my normal cut crease, and I really don't know why exactly, but you know what, we're just gonna keep going and hope that it looks good by the end of this. To finish off the shadow portion of this crease, I'm going to grab my angled brush once again and dip into the tiniest little bit of the shade Rowdy, and I'm just going to carve it out one last time. For some reason, that was one of the hardest cut creases I've ever had to do. I don't know why. Normally I can fly through them so easily, but today I'm having an off day, I guess. Whatever, it looks pretty decent now, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on. And for the Pop of Color liner today, I'm gonna be using the Lime Crayon Liquid Liner in the shade Citrus. You definitely want to be super, super careful at this step as well, because especially when it comes to colored liner, they're usually very, very drying. So if you do mess up, it's going to be very, very, very hard to fix your mistakes, like I have made several times throughout doing this type of look. So just be careful, please. To do my wing liner today, I'm going to use my tried and true, and that is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. This was definitely a much bigger wing than I wanted to go for today, but I guess it's just one of those days. Oh my god, I forgot to blend out the cream contour underneath my lip. For my lower lash line, I'm first going to grab Fudge on my Morphe R43 brush and just buff that into the lower lash line. Then I'm going to grab the other end of the Anastasia brush that comes in the palette, and I'm going to grab the shade New Wave and just buff out that color. To line my waterline, I'm going to use the NYX Wonder Pencil in the shade Light. This really helps to open your eyes up and make your eyes look huge. In fact, almost every single time I wear a cut crease with a white liner in my waterline, I always get so many comments being like, why'd you Facetune your eyes to be bigger? And I'm like, girl, about everything else on my entire face is Facetuned except my eye shape. Why is that even a concern? So wonky. And for lashes today, I'm going to pop on the House Lashes Iconic Lashes. I know that in my last video I did get a package from Lily Lashes and I used the Miamis, but I feel like Iconic Lashes are like the absolute necessity lash when it comes to a cut crease. They just look so beautiful and so stunning. And I did just get a new package of these like 20 minutes ago. Once again, I was literally so annoyed. For some reason, of course, every single PR package in the world decides to come like 3 days after I film an unboxing free PR video. That's just my luck. While I'm gluing this lash, I do want to talk about something that I addressed in the last video as well, and that is the illegal drugs that I received in my PR package. And I do want to give a major apology to Cloud9 Syrup, the brand that did send me those products. They are not illegal and they are not drugs either. And I felt so bad because like after reading your guys' comments and doing some more research, I was like so shocked and I felt so ignorant and dumb. So CBD and hemp oil are not illegal contrary to what I thought in the video, and they are also in marijuana like I did think. They're actually on like the medical side of marijuana, the part of it that like actually helps you and doesn't get you high. Not gonna lie, as soon as I recognized the word hemp, which I knew was in weed, I was so turned off because you guys know that I'm very anti-drug and I am very ignorant to this topic. It's definitely not something that I've ever wanted to learn about or wanted to educate myself about, just because I do know that a lot of people in the social media world and in the entertainment industry do go into very bad paths with a lot of like drugs and addiction and stuff. So that's just something that I've tried very hard to stay away from, and I do pride myself in. You can do whatever you want, but like I said, I'm very ignorant to it. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, nope, not happening. But after learning about it more, I did realize that it was part of the medical side, and I saw so many comments from you guys being like, oh my god, this is so disrespectful. Like, I use hemp oil and CBD every single night because I have really bad anxiety, and I was like, oh my god. Obviously, mental health is so important, and I would never want to purposely degrade anxieties or mental health issues at all, and I really do sincerely apologize if my comments in the last video offended you in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, I was ignorant to the topic, but now I've educated myself on it, and it's so amazing that products like this do exist on the market to help people out with those type of issues, because I know they are a very serious thing. Like I said, that is very much not my world, and instead of educating myself on it, I just made a very ignorant comment for a clickbait title, which was definitely wrong, so I do apologize, and it is still not for me, but if you guys want to check out their products, please do check them out. They are an awesome brand, and the brand has reached out to me since and like gave me a ton of information, so yes. Sorry to Cloud9 Syrup, and if you guys want to check it out, I will link this up down below. Alright, and there are both creases all cut and ready to go, and now it is time for what we've all been waiting for, the glow. For my highlighter today, I'm using the brand new Anastasia Liquid Glow, and I'm going to be using the shade Perla today. So in the last video, I swatched for you guys the shade Peach Fizz, which if you actually look at the two labels on the boxes, the colors, if it'll focus, look pretty relatively similar. And I did use Peach Fizz, but apparently that is actually a darker shade than Perla, which is why it was giving that dark reflect, which I was worried about. So for today, we're going with the shade Perla, and hopefully that'll be light enough for my skin tone. Oh my god, you're kidding. This is gonna be so good, I can already tell. So you can definitely apply a lot of it in one area if you want a super pigmented highlight, and you also see that you can apply a little bit of it and really blend it out to get a more subtle glow, and it definitely like looks beautiful either way. Guys, Sister Trevor's here. Come say hi, sister. Ain't that Mr. on the radio? Say you know.
Ooh, it's fucking high quality. You're gonna need to smooth my skin out.
You look good.
Thanks.
All right, I'm also gonna grab my Anastasia number A14 brush and dab a little tiny bit of this to highlight my nose. Oh my god. Literally satellites from space are crashing as we speak. This nose, are you kidding me? This is so beautiful. And I'm also gonna apply a little bit of this on my brow bone as always. I've been loving highlighting up here recently for that summer natural dewy glow. And oh my God, this highlighter is literally GG gorgeous. It is everything. So the Anastasia liquid highlighters are definitely a win for me. As you can see on my face right now, they look so beyond stunning. I am so shook, and these are definitely a new step to my regular makeup routine. So Hollywood can move over. I mean, the sister would definitely still be here, but this is definitely a new contender for sure. And I definitely will be trying these out in my everyday makeup routine as well for when I do like a more dewy, no powder look. So I will definitely let you guys know how it works on there too, especially on like the body and the collarbones. Oh my God, I'm just picturing how freaking stunning that would look. Alright, so now that this look is all complete, the last step is going to be the lips, of course. And for today, I'm going to be using the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Sao Paulo. This is not a first impressions, obviously. I love Ofra, and you guys know you can use code James for 30% off all Ofra lip products. They are so bomb. I actually did not receive any new lip products in any PR packages recently, so yeah. And then, of course, to finish off this look, we're going to use our Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to lock our face in place all night long. Alright guys, and that is this burnt orange with a pop of chartreuse liner cut crease, all complete. Damn, that was a mouthful. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video with me going over all these new products and first impressions, and honestly, I think every single one of them that I tried today is a major, major win. Definitely leave a comment down below and tell me out of all the new products I tried out today, what was your fave? I would love to hear your sister's feedback. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you have not already. I post 3 videos a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'd love to have you join the sisterhood. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They are both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes type stuff is James Charles, the extra S after Charles. This week's shout out goes to Sister Becca. Thank you so much, girl, for always following and supporting. You know you mean so much to me. If you would like to be at next video's sister shout out, don't forget to always retweet my video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright sisters, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!